Yeah, we are ready to conquer the day again. Top 2020, top 2020, top 20 APIs to solve our problems. API are essential part of the when developer and software engineer skill set. They are used to front end develop application as well as the software engineering and even data science. Plenty of field are really on APIs to solve, allow you software to function harmoniously. As a result of API is a great way to build dynamic apps or a demonstrate competency of prospective employer. Getting started with API relevant to your field or even your personal interest can serve as a great way to real world experience. This article aim to connect with the API or even a suite to the API resonate with the you. We will provide an overview of 20 API by function. What is an API? API or application program division intermediary between two different software systems. They enable communication through a set of functional rules called protocols. Requests sent from one system to another via API core calls the client system or API client making the request and receiving system or API server respond with a corresponding resource or action. Basic API terminology. There are several types of when covering different API endpoint are the URL that are used to access the functional permission of an API. Here are the two example endpoint of the FreshBooks API for bookkeeping. Okay, update a client. Okay, API resources API are the different received by the API in response to a request. For example, the FreshBook API can track address of a user. Just a few of resources that API can provide are street number, zip or state, API keys, unique identifier that authenticate your request so the API know it is valid. This sort of security is necessary for API to differentiate between legitimate or illegitimate request. API call the request subsent by the client to the API. API calls typically ignores endpoint and HTTP request verb, a header or API key. API have varying degree of access as well. They this type of inform confidently and release policy standard for API. Private, these are organized specifically where they exclusively used for internal purpose. Partner API access can be shared with the business partner or the approved partners. Parties partner are used to enforce quality controls and standard. Public, all known as open API, they are similar to open source software. Public API are available for the general public. API authentication, most API require some level of authentication to differentiate between legitimate request from fake one. Getting started with API will typically involve signing a developer account through whatever service offer the API. They usually a fairly simple process in which provide a justification as to what you will use for API. The developer need to understand what permission your application will require. The specifics of the retrieving developer credential for API vary, but most are relatively straightforward. An API for use. Now we will break down the 20 API and provide overview of the function and what you can expect for how to dive into machine learning application. Each of these API are designed to specifically for analyzing content, performing natural language processing requests. They are facilitate sophisticated AI application without have a local machine learning. Machine learning competition. Microsoft Computer Vision API. Microsoft Azure Communications Service launched their Microsoft Computer Vision API as a offering for analyzing image and video content. According to Microsoft, the API can be analyzed video in a real time, automate text extraction, boost content discoverability. Beginner friend, machine learning expertise is required. Microsoft break the computer vision API written four categories: optical character recognition, extract text from image analysis, face spatial analyze, a couple of endpoint to note the optical character recognition, all of the read API and perform a read operation on both handwritten and printed image. And of course, to the Cloud Immersive Natural Language API. Cloud Immersive is a platform that hosts API for range of deep learning and machine learning applications. In addition to natural language processing API, they have a image recognition, deep learning, and more. Cloud Immersive API is a sophisticated tool capable of many different natural language functions: language detection, refreshing, segmentation, language translation, part of speech tagging. A couple of noteworthy feature and endpoint. OpenAI API. OpenAI natural language processing is based on one of the most well-known and sophisticated AI This is capable of wide variety of NLP tasks as called codecs, a technology that interpret text and write it code. OpenAI API is used to business like AVMs, IBM, Salesforce, Cisco, and Intel. OpenAI API is text in a chunks called token. The token may be word or just group of character. Many tokens start with a word space. The completion endpoint takes an unfinished statement as a prompt and return a prediction of the completed text. Take HTTP post request and look like. If you learn in a learning more about machine learning APIs, curious or must prepare with. And then because today build a complex complete e-commerce solution from a Square. Provide a whole host of various API capable of almost anything you want to out of a sales system. The Square suite of API will discover almost all essential business workflow. They have a services for accepting and refunding payment, creating and tagging order, managing a product catalog, or much more. To get access all API, you need to create a developer account. After you created an account, you have to access Square developer dashboard and test API required for services that have a Square offer SDK, Java, .NET, Node.js, PHP, Python, and Ruby. A couple relevant API for side hustle or voice API. FreshBook FreshBook API. FreshBook is accounting service that streamlines expenses tracks, inventory management, invoicing, and payment with its software as a service model. FreshBook mainly target smaller to medium sized business. If you are planning and starting a business or just want to keep track on your side hustle, having a way monitor expenses and store payment records. API is a wonderful tool for automating these bookkeeping tasks. In addition to this example at the point introduction, the API can be Shippo API. Shippo is a full shipping solution that provides small businesses with all tools necessary to ship, track, manage address, etc. The Shippo API can create, update, and retrieve address, parcel, shipment rate, transaction, shipment tracking. The core, the core of the Shippo API is the shipment function. The shipment are the object that can include information about to and from address and the object shipped. Create a shipment, retrieve a shipment on your developer work. GitHub API. GitHub will offer a REST API that enable developer to automate repetitive tasks and achieve new level of functionality across their and therefore proceed. The GitHub API pull the information directly from GitHub and return to the JSON format. Additionally, multiple developer working on same project can automatically update pull request and commit on a branch of repository. Just a few messages API capable are coordinate collaboration deployment. Operation can be find useful. Create a repository. Slack API is open new doors to make a collaboration and workspace tool even more effective. It can automate repetitive tasks like approve a feedback and it even support custom workflow. It can integrate functionality from external application through API. The Slack document even has section how to build on Slack app that have function a couple of Dropbox API is a cloud storage company that offer a comprehensive suite for a file management service, include editing, sharing, and report access. Dropbox API can manage their service and increase productivity by accessing custom workflow, authorizing admin functionality, privilege, working directly from Dropbox. The newly retold Dropbox API even include advanced functions like full text search, thumbnail, and sharing. The chooser and saver component allow developer to select and save context from both to and from Dropbox. You can even automate notification and from Dropbox with webhook that alerts you whenever a change is made to a file you are working on. Some common advantage for familiar with are download a file from Dropbox, tuck, 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 create a new file with the content up to control finance and investment. Master API, Yahoo. Yahoo Finance API is a free tool that enables you to pull stock market data directly from Yahoo. It can retrieve both real-time information as well as historical data. You can actually the API fairly small compared to other to this later. That does not feature the most comprehensive document. It feature and 0.9 written information related to security, and the two are market trends. Wise API is a London-based service for global bank account. It currently offers seamless transfer between 15 countries. Currencies. Wise Global is connected international customer business alternative reliance on the bank and their hidden exchange rate marker. built from streamlining and the currency exchange process and creating new opportunities for building business and world travelers. The API relevant is to most user is payout. It allowed user to automate their own buys account and payout. API can automate the entire process of sending and receiving money, include endpoint that get coin API is a service that companies compiles all cryptocurrency market data into a one-stop solution. The API itself, HTTP RESTful API that return data in JSON, XML, and CSV format. They also offer software development like GitHub in almost any language. Coin API offers several different API services, but the most popular one is market data API. The API provide high quality time and historical data that is standardized across different exchanges. YouTube Data API, the most widely used video game playback is world. YouTube offer multiple API that are part of Google developed set. It's a might expected a Google product that is immensely functional and incredibly well documented. Along with providing YouTube functionality to your app, the concept each video channel provide one functionality to your own app web page. They search for videos channel value aesthetic pretending to a channel or a video. The entry focus on a YouTube data API which get great for accessing information like channel activity, comment and rating, even search result. If you want to get in the some important and find BIMO API is API provides slight different experience than YouTube is a service BIMO a smaller, more refined community than YouTube. It manages content, track metadata, and customize the playback experience. The API is simple, but the core functionality remains sophisticated and useful. I haven't used this one. Vimo, what's Vimo company? Hosts virtual event with Vimo. C plans. Let's see what can we do with this. Are all in one person turn your videos into action, make changes in say video virtual event that move your audience. One platform, all you need. Video marketing. Distributed over community over 260 million user. Wow, well, I haven't it. Bimo. Video free screen recorder. Nice. Dailymotion image like service that facilitate video upload, play and offered solution for and Reddit API when developer create useful tools like bots with Reddit API. If you are even Reddit chances you are across a comment bot. Those applications grab comment data, certain domain and respond accordingly. Features like they are especially useful when it comes to moderation, community guidelines and notifications and to post it. Blogger API. Time take up AccuWeather API. Locomotion forecast API current. The core weather API is executed. Good. Tickmaster API. What is Tickmaster API? Tickmaster API is most widely used for event ticketing system globally. They offer several different APIs. Discovery API, Partner API, Inventory Status API, International Discovery API, Season Ticketing API, Presence API. The most relevant API for general customer are Discovery API and the Inventory Status. Some example, endpoint of Discovery API. Ability. Amadeus API is trip planning technology that aim to streamline travel. They offer two tier of self-service and enterprise. The self-service and free and intended for personal travel assistance. In everything there are far many API, including air API, flight offer, hotel API. Endpoint, get started with API integration whether you want a fresh double or season. Integrate, we hope learn something about the API. They are incredible deep technology that we have little creativity. Actively free travel study API. Good. I obviously like about the Reddit API. Reddit API can be used as we use Reddit everywhere in day-to-day life. We can use the API to integrate to a service. AccuWeather API. AccuWeather is widely focusing at reporting technology. Their main type of AccuWeather API. The core weather API, the core weather API provide endpoint for each function. That's for today. Meet you tomorrow.